Hey, welcome back to the channel, and today's video is going to be another lengthy video, but it's going to cover all Toyotas, Scions, and Lexus because they're all kind of cousins, they're all kind of the same kind of thing. But let's go ahead and kind of explain what this video is about. It's going to be kind of like if you watch the Honda video where it's going to show everything when it comes to the keys, kind of like the breakdown, the flow chart of how to program them, how to decode, how to cut them, and then also with in the field live, like unscripted videos on how to problem solve if things pop up. I'm doing my best to capture that in about a 30-minute time frame. Also, I will have complete links below of other videos like, hey, this is something to look at, check out the link below, and then also the playlist. So if I don't cover it in this video, which I will, this will cover in this video, but if you're looking for other niche vehicles, it's going to be in that Toyota Scion and Lexus playlist that I have, which I already have, I think, like 40 something videos on that covers majority of everything else. But this is going to be for if you're brand new in the tech field, you're like, hey, I want to learn Toyotas, I want to learn Lexus because that's our bread and butter. You know, how do I do that? So let's go ahead and start with understanding how to program, how to decode, how to cut, how to problem solve in the field. So watching this video, taking notes, of course, and using this as reference, you will be going from like entry level to immediate or intermediate to like advanced tech within a 30-minute time frame, of course, with you practicing the field, taking notes, but you'll get kind of like that advanced training really quick. Based on my experience, I just want to share and help the rest of the team. So let's go ahead and get started. So looking at all the Toyota keys and the Lexus keys and the Scion keys would be kind of in this area and that area. Let's kind of explore and see. So we have a kind of a time frame of when the vehicle key started from beginning to the current, beginning to current. We don't have that new Lexus key where it's going to be kind of that S shape, but that's going to be essentially the keys we interact with and encounter on a daily basis. So let's kind of go through, we're going to do the SOP. So I'm going to kind of like the Honda video explain. So when we have a remote like this, so this is going to be an old remote. This is going to be like, I would say 99 through like a 2003 remote. It's going to be a manual procedure. Manual procedure. You know, that's going to be open and close the door, the chicken dance. Chicken dance, cool. The Smart Pro will not work with this. Alto will not work with this. It's going to be all on the vehicle. It's all based on the door, ignition, and I guess the lock. Cool. Those three components. Cool. Pretty simple. So if you see this type of key or this type of remote, manual procedure. When you look at the basic key, you're going to see these basic Toyota turn keys. You're going to see a G, a dot, or an H, or no stamp. If it's a rectangle head, that's going to be most likely a no chip, or it's a specialty key. But most of these will have a chip in there, and you can see with our inventory based on that slot here. But these are going to be a chip. So this is going to be essentially 99 through, 22. When you have the earlier ranges, like in the 2002, it's going to be an 8 cut. Everything else like 2003 plus, it's going to be a 10 cut. So use that for the Gymkhana. Simple. For all these other ones, the most common ones we encounter are going to be like a 2005 and up. Most of those old vehicles just don't exist anymore. They're not out there. So if we're going to decode this, or this, do it all the same as a Toyota 4Runner 3 through 19, whatever the Gymkhana points out, and I have videos below. It will save you so much time. So boom, 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 or set to favorite. Easy. So this is going to be Smart Pro procedure, or you can clone it with the X-Horse. So when we're programming this, or this, or this, we're going to be looking for one blink per second. And it's going to be 60-second to finish that procedure when we're programming a mobilizer. Cool, and I'll show that in the videos. If that doesn't work, if it's blinking 3 blinks, it's going to be a dot, G, H. It's going to be wrong. It's the vehicle saying it's wrong. Just clone it. Clone it. Save time. Now when we go to these, this is going to be most likely a Smart Pro procedure or an Altel, where you hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, unlock, beep, beep, and it beeps. Or it could be you hold it for 8 seconds and then 1 second and it programs. So if it's going to be like an old school Solara, Avalon, Toyota, Tundra, or Tacoma, it might be a manual procedure. So try the Smart Pro. If it goes straight to failed, manual procedure. So these remotes are going to be put circle remote. That's going to be Smart Pro or manual. Pretty simple, easy. And that's going to be for like the Sienna where it has all the buttons and everything. So think of circle, more advanced, Smart Pro, programming tool. Rectangle, old, manual procedure. But manual once in a while, you'll come across that. This is going to be the newer type of key remote combos. So this one, let's just do the diamond shape or triangle shape. We want to do the remote first, then emo the chip, then cut, and then test. You can do this all in the vehicle, and this is going to be 10 seconds. This is going to be 60 seconds. This is going to be 3 minutes on the Gymkhana, and this is going to be 1 minute checking, and you're done. Very quick. Now if the remote doesn't pair, you have to get the different type of remote because they are kind of different when it comes to forerunners and things like that. Make sure that the chip, the stamp is correct to match the member's key, and then you're good. Same thing will apply for like this. If it's like a Corolla, Tundra, RAV4, Tacoma, all these different, or Highlander, you have 4 buttons, 3 buttons. You want to make sure you program the remote first, then the chip, and then you cut it. Because if the remote doesn't program and you cut it, you just wasted inventory and you're losing money and also wasting time. Now, that's going to be the same thing. Same thing. And when you look on a Smart Pro, it's going to say program USA or non-USA. Go ahead and try the USA option for these chips. Majority of the time, it's going to blink 1 per second and you're good to go. Easy peasy. If it's like an FJ Cruiser from Japan, yeah, you got to turn that key on to program. And if not, you can clone, easy peasy. Now, when we look at, and I guess side note, for a Scion, if you see a Scion key like this or like this, sometimes the remotes are manual and sometimes there's no chips for a Scion. Very interesting. So you can always use your tools to scan and see if there's a chip that's programmed, or check it in the vehicle. You're looking for that emo light. Whoa. It's gonna be a little dot, or it's a little car icon. Cool. Now when you look at these older type remotes, this is gonna be like a 2010 and up. We did not talk about those old Prius. Those are just the bane of existence. But looking at these new remotes, 2010 to 2016 or so, these are pretty simple. Original key up, beep, new key, beep, beep, and you're done. So for the procs, we are going to check the buttons, beep, 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 make sure it's good, and we're gonna unlock it. So put old, that's a 10 through like 16. And then let's do procs. Let's do the same thing. And let's do like 15 through 21. So what we want to do is buttons, and then unlock, And then we want to program and then cut. Very simple, very simple. So if it's an old type, and that's going to be for toy Lexus. So now we're going to jump into the old and new keys. So we have an old Toyota and an old Lexus. Notice how they're kind of offset. Sometimes the boards are interchangeable. Cool. And we have a new type Toyota, and they're a straight stack. Cool. I refer to these as offset, so it's like, okay, offset means it's old, straight stack means it's straight, and it's the newer type. It's just easy to ID what tools we need. So we grab this one or this one. We will stick this in here. We will read it. It'll say learned or brand new, and we can unlock it several times. Beep, 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 beep. Or we can use the Altel, stick it in once, unlock, and we're done. X-Horse will work with the old ones. X-Horse will not work with the new ones. It will not unlock it. The Altel works with the new ones and the old ones. So that's going to be a really cool feature. The advantage is X-Horse gives you more information to read, and it'll say learned, brand new, locked, unlocked. Altel is kind of basic when it comes to that feedback, but you can do this pretty quick. So it saves you so much time in the field. The reason why we unlock is if we don't unlock, it will beep once or several times, but not program. And then you have to go back and you check it. Is it broken, this or that? You don't have to do a battery reset. It's just the key, just the key. So do this, and this will save you. This will be a 5-minute key. 5 minutes to check the buttons on the battery, unlock it at the van, at the location, go to program it, and then cut it, and you're done. Cool. And kind of going back to these Lexus, old school Lexus is going to have that high security. You're going to see that rib on there. Cool. Cut this on the 303 or the Gymkhana, and you're good. Sometimes they have chips, sometimes they don't. So like a 99, a 2000 won't have a chip, 2001 will have a chip. You can clone these. You can clone some of these for the chips, but the remotes are going to be Smart Pro or manual procedure. Pretty simple. So program the remote first, cut it, and then program the chip, and you're done. SOP. So that's going to be Lexus. So now when you look at, what about like a key like this, or a key like that, or a key like that? This is going to be the new type of Toyota. So instead of that option, so this is going to be like the flips. So if it's a Camry, you can just do remote, cut, and then emo. Easy peasy, super simple. I always suggest cut this on the 303 because there could be a 5 cut or a 4 cut, and the Gymkhana, if you put in the wrong option, it's going to do a misread, misdecode because you entered the wrong option, and then you're going to have the wrong type of key cut. Do it on the 303, it's one and done, and it's faster. Cool. Now if it's a Corolla or like a RAV4, that's going to be remote, clone, make sure you can clone it, cut, test. You have to open this up and rip out that chip, clone it because it's special. Corolla's fancy, RAV4's fancy, Camry's pretty basic. Boom, and you're done. Easy peasy. But you have to cut this so it goes in that ignition. Now, when you look at keys like this, like the 4Runners, the new vehicles, how do we do these? Let's look at some like the newer one. So, new procs. And then what about like if we have 30-pin cable or NAFTA or TIS bypass? Oh.
how do we know what do we do for a key like this? We're going to look at the Smart Pro. Smart Pro will tell us, and might have pictures. So if it's going to be like, say, a RAV4, I have videos. Yeah, a RAV4 22, 23. I have a video, I'll put links below, where I go through all the options. I don't use the 30 pin because I'm using the Smart Pro. 30 pin is going to be for the Altel. But what I did is I tried the NASA option, and it's not going to work. I'm not going to use NASA for that. I did the TIS bypass where I use Wi-Fi connected. Cool. So if we're using the Smart Pro, we want to use 1226 or 1225. These are the ones we want to use to do the TIS bypass for keys like this, or even keys like that, or even keys like that. If we're doing the Altel, like the 508, we're going to do EMO backup in the 30 pin cable. Cool. And that's going to be through SmartBox. They call it the SmartBox Control or SmartBox certification module. Cool. Pretty simple. And I have videos on that as well for majority of the keys. Simple. Smart Pro is going to be faster. Altel gets the job done, but it's not going to be as fast. It's more work. It's okay, but you have two options. Cool. Now, when you look at like these 22 plus, these types of bad boys, similar, we can use the Smart Pro, and then we can use the 1225 option and TIS bypass. Cool. Or we can use the Altel and the 30 pin cable, or the Smart Pro and the Smart Pro's 30 pin cable, and same process. But it's going to be faster. You need Wi-Fi. So these, you're going to need 30 pin, or the ADC 2021 cable. So this is the Altel Smart Pro. Cool. And then you're going to do 1225 software packet for TIS bypass or backup. Pretty simple, pretty easy. So that's going to be the new types. And like for the new type of Lexus that goes here, it's usually just Smart Pro and backup data, but no cable needed. It's all through the OBD. Pretty simple. So that's going to be the process for these various keys. Let's go ahead and get in the field and program some of these keys and see what we can encounter. And then there will be links below in the description of the various keys. I have a whole swash of these with various programming tools as well. So let's get it. Okay, so we're working on a Toyota Camry 2015. Battery power, good. Battery power. Checking the buttons. Cool, let's go. So now in the vehicle, we're in the correct vehicle mode option on the Smart Pro. It's a 2015 Camry. It's a Blade key. We want to do the remote first, then the immobilizer, then we cut it. But let's go ahead and look. So we have security light flashing. It's flashing. If I put the programmed key in, it stops flashing. It recognizes that. If I put the unprogrammed key in there, it's still gonna flash. So let's go ahead and do everything real quick. Let's go to remotes first. Voltage is at 11.5, 11.6. I don't have anything turned on. I'm gonna turn the engine. Play, switch to the on mode. There's 3 remotes, great. And I'm gonna press 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 beat, cool.
One from 3 to 4, good. Cool. I turn this off and I check. Cool, good. Let's program the immobilizer. Real quick, disconnect. Let's do immobilizer. Connect. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the on mode. And program keys USA. I'm gonna turn the AC off. It's flashing. Let me crank it back on, give it some voltage. Cool. And let's do program keys USA. Only need a master key. Cannot work with valet keys. Remove the key, take it out, put it back in, turn to the on mode, hit OK. Okay. Switch off, remove the key. The light is on. Hit OK. Take the new key, leave it off, just slide it in, hit OK. You have 10 seconds. Now it should be flashing. It's flashing 1 per second. Well, that uncut key's in there. So the remote's programmed, the mobilizer chip is going to get programmed, and then we go back and cut it, check it, and we're done. Let's wait 60 seconds. Now, say if it's not working, it's blinking 3 times per second, it's going to be not an H or a G or a dot. It's going to be the wrong type of, it's not matching. We're not matching. We can either A, get the correct key, since we didn't lose inventory, or B, we can just clone that chip after we program the remote and problem solve. Cool. It should be off. Let's look. It is off. Cool. Now we can't turn this because it's not cut, but if we look, that immobilizer light is flashing. We take that new key, we slide it in. It's not flashing. Cool. The chip is done. The remote's done. Let's go cut it, and we're done. So now we're going to cut the key, or decode it and then cut it. Let's do vehicles, Toyota, 4Runner. Always do 4Runner, and then do 3 through 19 master. Decode, and that is going to match all the time. We'll hit next, and then looking at the pattern, everything looks good. We're not looking for the code at the top, we're looking for that pattern. Let's go ahead and cut it. So now we're going to be working on a Lexus GX 470 2005. Battery power. Let's go through the prompts and SOP to get it done. Original key in. Good. So it's a 2004. Let's go ahead and program the remote, and notice the voltage is flashing low. Let's turn it on real quick. Cool, that's better. And let's do remotes. Switch it to on. Cool, we're connected. And let's turn it just to on mode. Let's make this quick. And I'm gonna press 1. So I had to do 4 attempts. I had to use both hands, but good. Now let's go cut it. So we're gonna cut this on the 3 of 3. Original key. Good. New key. Good. So we're back in the vehicle. We finished programming the remote with the Smart Pro and cutting on the 303, checking in the door, and it's smooth in ignition. Let's go back and let's program the immobilizer. So we're going to disconnect immobilizer, and we're going to program. So switch it to the on mode. We're going to do program keys USA. Play. We want to switch off, remove, and insert master key once again. Hit OK. Switch off, remove the key, grab the new key, leave it in off mode,
And now we're gonna watch. It's gonna count for 60 seconds. Voltage is still low. There's something wrong with this vehicle, but let's see. We see that security light on the dash somewhere. And the timer is just about up. Let's go ahead and say complete. Cool, cool. So the new key starts at the vehicle and we are good to go. 2017 Corolla, let's check the buttons. It's a 2017 Corolla using the Smart Pro. Let's take the original key. In the ignition, dash lights up. And let's go ahead and check. So we have voltage. Cool. Let's do remotes. Connect. Switch ignition on. It is. Cool. Let's do program remotes. Yes. Cool. There's 3 remotes already. That means it's already programmed. We know it works. And then we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear that beep. Cool, and done. Okay. We can check theirs. Good. And the new one. Good. Let's go ahead and program that chip and get started. So to program the chip, we don't need to cut the key blade just yet. You'll see that immobilizer light flashing. So if we put the program key, it reads it, it senses that key, and we can turn it on. If we put the unprogrammed key in there, it's not gonna work. Let's program that chip and then cut it. So we went back, let's disconnect. Let's do immobilizer. We're gonna take the original key and we're just gonna go ahead and turn it to the on mode. Program keys, you're saying we wanna look for voltage. It's connected to the vehicle. If there's nothing here, we're not connected or it's not the right option. Identification, good. Program keys, you'll say, hit the play button. Cool, yes. Remove the key. So take the key out a distance and put it back in, turn it to the on mode. Hit OK. And we're going to see that the security light's on. Should be on. Remove the key. It's on. Hit OK. Take the new key and switch it to the off mode. Just slide it in and hit OK. You have 10 seconds to do that. Now it should be flashing. So it's flashing 1 per second. Good. If it's flashing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that means it's going to be the wrong chip. So if we look here, this one doesn't even have a chip. This is aftermarket key they have. But if it's an H or G, it's non-compatible. That light's going to be flashing saying, hey, it's the wrong chip. We can either A, go back and clone this, or B, we can get the right chip or the right key, but we haven't damaged anything because that key is not cut. So we're not losing inventory. As long as it's counting up to 60 seconds for programming, you're on track and you're good. So it's going to say it should stop. Let's see how it stopped. Security light should be off. Okay. Let's hit complete. Cool. Now if we notice the light is out, let's take the key. It's not cut. The light's on. Cool. Let's put the key back in. It's turned off. Good. Good. We're done. Let's go now, cut this on the Gymkhana, and then we can check it and we're done. So for the Toyota turnkeys, we always want to use the Gymkhana. It gives the best cut and it makes it nice and crisp. And it's not going to be a cheap, worn copy if we use the Silca or a manual cutter. So let's use the Gymkhana always for these. Vehicle, Toyota, 4Runner, and always do 3 through 19 master. It's a 10 cut. Hit decode. We want it to look like that. We always want to make sure
that the key is flat and flush, not tilted. Always make sure the tip goes to U1. So let's go ahead and look at this. Let's do if-thens. We want to look, it's flat here where this flat is. It drops down where that 3 is. It drops down even more where that 4 is. And it goes up. Is this 2 higher than that 3? This point is higher than that point? Yes. Is this point 1 the same as here? Yes. And is it higher than that 2? Yes. And this 3, is this 3 the same height as here? So this point is the same depth as here? Yes, correct. And it goes up. Are these 2s the same height as here? These 2s the same height as here? Yes. And does it drop down a little where that 3 is? Yes. Is this 3, this point here, the same depth as here? Yes. And it drops down even more. These 4s, the flat area, the same depth as here? Yes. And we can also turn this and look. And if we wiggle in the light, we can see these different cuts. If we need to, we can even use a fancy tool to measure and find those locations. Make sure there's no debris in that groove. So we have the old key on top and the new key on the bottom. We want to overlay and look. Do they line up? It looks good. Before we stick it in the door and the ignition. Original key, smooth. New key, smooth. Rate it 10 out of 10, good. And the new key, good. Engine's running, cool. Take it out, flip it 180, cool. Flip it again, good to go. And check the original key. Always cover your bases, check everything. And you're good to go. Their key is broken. It's not seen better days. And we're good to go. And this is about a 3-minute process at the vehicle and about a 3-minute process cutting. But now we just finished a Toyota turnkey combo in about 10 minutes total. Hey, welcome back. So we're working on a Toyota Camry 2014. Original key, new key, battery power already. Let's go ahead and scan this. So we can do read. We want to make sure it's unlocked before we go to the vehicle. It just saves us valuable time. No transponder. Cool. Let's go back. And we're going to do transponder, special function, unlock. Click unlock. Cool. And if that doesn't work, we can use the KM100 and click unlock on here. Cool, it doesn't need to be unlocked. And we can go back. We can stick on here. We can go back, and read. Probably won't read it. Sometimes X-Force has weird times reading. Cool, let's go to the vehicle now. So we know it's unlocked and we're ready to go. And check the buttons. So it's a 2014. So we're connected with the Smart Pro. We see voltage, it's dropping pretty fast. Let's go ahead and get started. Connect, push a push start. Turn the dash on. Okay, cool. Let's do add prox keys. Okay, let's grab the original key. I was going to tell us to do that. Original key, logo up against the button. Good beep. Grab the new one and up against. 2 beeps. Good. No more keys, and we're done. Let's turn the vehicle off. Let's check the buttons. Notice there's like that 30-second delay. Oh. Cool. And original still works. So again, if we didn't
unlock that key or check that key, we might have to do a 16-minute process on here, which we really don't want to do when we can unlock it and it takes 30 seconds. Now we're gonna have to decode the key and then cut the new one. So we're gonna go under Toyota 4Runner. And again, this is a slim key, one side cut. Let's click that option. And again, we're gonna put it at U2. And again, we're gonna see that dark area, which is going to be the area we don't cut. The lit area is the area we cut. And that's gonna match. We put it to U2. And we put this at U2. And then we wanna look at the pattern on the top and then the bottom, make sure it matches. Cool, let's cut it. Hey, welcome back. So now we're working on a Lexus RX 350 2020. It's a push start. We're going to obviously check all the buttons, make sure it's battery power. Check all the buttons, make sure it's battery power, great. But also we wanna make sure that it's not locked. So we're gonna use the KM100. We're gonna go to special function and we're going to click on Toyota Smart Key. You're gonna notice it says a 4D, 4080, and 8A, which is an 8A. So, like other videos, the X-Horse only works on the old type. This works on the old and the new type, specializing on the new type to unlock those keys. So now we're gonna stick only the new key in there, hit unlock. You hear it click. Doesn't need to be unlocked. Okay, cool, and we're done. And check the buttons before we get started. And double check it's a 2020. So we're gonna be using the Smart Pro. Voltage is okay. We have proximity mobilizer, ID reg box, smart box, cool. Let's go ahead and connect. Do proximity, connect. And again, we have original new key and push start button. Things to look at. While it's loading, I might as well start the vehicle, give it some juice, and see the voltage climb up. Okay. Cool. And I will, it says press that. I will turn it off and turn it to the on mode. Dash is lit up. Cool. We're connected. We have identification, voltage. Let's go ahead and do add prox keys. I'm going to turn off the AC, save that battery power. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to take the original one up against the push button. Beep, good. And then the new one up against the start button. Okay, perfect. Got both. Great. Do you want to do another key? Nah, we'll pass. Cool. This is where we want to follow this. This is going to be the ID reg box. Great. Follow this. Otherwise, the buttons aren't going to work. Yes. So I'm going to put the new key down, grab the original key, and the ignition is on. Okay. Take one beep. Good, complete. Turn off and turn off the dash. Great, and I'm done. Let's go cut the key. Now, if I didn't follow that last prompt, the buttons wouldn't work either one. It would start the vehicle, but it wouldn't work the buttons. I'll have to go back and do ID reg smart box to like sync everything. And then now to cut this key, this is going to be the key. It looks very familiar. Doesn't it look like a slim key like for a Toyota? Let's count it as that. So Toyota, do 4Runner, and let's do slim key, one side cut. Okay. And decode, and we put it at U2. And again, you're going to see the dark area is going to be the area we don't cut. The lit area is going to be area of cut. Let's go ahead and stick that in at U2. Put it at U2. It's a beautiful day. And then looking at the cut, we want to look at the pattern, not the cut code. And you see that it looks very uniform, very nice. Let's stick this on and cut the new key, and we're done. And we're good to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Now we're working on a 2023 Toyota Camry. And let's check the buttons. Good. Good. Now we're gonna notice for Camry, we can program the remote, cut the blade, and program the chip all in the vehicle with the Smart Pro. Simple. If it's a Corolla or RAV4, we have to clone these. I will put links below on how to open this up and clone it. Easy. Let's go to the vehicle. So it's a 23 Camry. We're gonna cut these keys on the 303. It's just gonna be faster, more precise, and less mistakes of seeing if it's a 5 cut or 4 cut based on the tech and lack of experience. We wanna scrub this key first, get all that gunk out, and we wanna check. Does it go all the way through to the base? Yes. And we can look, perfect cut, perfect cut, perfect. We have the old key and the new key. Let's compare. Original key, good. And new key, good. That's where the 303 comes in handy. Now we're back in the vehicle. Let's go ahead and disconnect from the remote option. Let's do a mobilizer, connect. We're going to pick up the original key, switch it to the on mode, hit OK. And we want to do program keys USA, play, yes. Remove the master key, put it back in, switch it to the on mode, OK. Now remove the key. Security light should be on. It's right there. Okay. Grab the new key and slide it in, put it in off mode. And now it's going to be counting and flashing just like we did with the other Toyotas. You want to see that rhythmic beating. Security light should be off. It is off, okay. Complete. Let's go ahead and crank it on. And we're good to go. And let's turn it off. Let's take it out, rotate it. Make sure both ways work. And we're good to go. And this is a quick 3-minute key. If we use the 303, we're done in 3 minutes. Side note. Some of these blades require a 2.5 and some require a 2 mil cutting bit. But you cut it nice with a 303 and you are in business. Working on a Lexus ES330, a 2005. So let's go to that ES330, 2005. And both keys have battery power. But then we're gonna notice it only has a mobilizer, there's no remote option. What do we do? So if we look at another Lexus, that's going to be like a GS 300. Let's click on that. Does it have an option? It has remote option and a mobilizer. So we can program remote with the Smart Pro and program the chip and cut it. So what does this mean? That means we need to go and use our manual procedure to program this remote. Let's go to the vehicle, program it manually, and then take it from there. So looking at the vehicle, we're going to be utilizing manual procedure. We're going to see it's very responsive, very nice. Even though this is a 2005, might have new actuators. That's good stuff. If it's very sluggish, it's going to have problems. You have to go through the door lock instead of this button. So let's check. It's good. And we're gonna do manual procedure. It's not programmed yet. We finished manual procedure and now we're good. Now we just cut the blade on the 303 and program the immobilizer like a regular 60-second process, and we're done. So welcome back. We're working on a Toyota Sienna. So we have the original working key and the new key. Before we get started, to save time, we want to use the X-Horse or the KM100 to scan and see if it's locked or unlocked. If it's unlocked, we can proceed like normal and then beep beep and we're done. If it's locked, we got to sit there and unlock, boom 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 boom, over and over, and then it's good. Or if it's a new type of key, a new design, the 8A type, we can use the KM100 and unlock and proceed as normal. So good rule of thumb, unlock and check, then go to the vehicle. Let's go to the vehicle and finish programming. Before you get started, check all the buttons. So we turn the vehicle on to get the Smart Pro prepped. It's going to be a 2011 Sienna. We have voltage good, engine's running, and we have original and new key. Let's go ahead and turn off and let's do connect. Voltage is still pretty good. Cool. Press the start stop button. You want to press it 2 times to turn the dash on. Cool. Voltage took a while to pop up. We're connected, Smart Pro, to the vehicle. We wanted to add keys. Okay, has to be on. Yes. I'm going to take the original one. I'm going to hold it up here. Good. Detected. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to grab the new one and get 2 beeps. Good. Great. No. And we're done. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Great. Now, say if we didn't do the unlock feature on the X-Horse or the KM100 and it didn't work, it would just go beep, 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 or no beeps. That means the key is locked. You know, for using OEM, sometimes they come locked from the manufacturer. People will do a smart ECU reset, and that's 16 minutes plus a jump pack. It's very time consuming. Or you spend 30 seconds unlocking the key versus 16 minutes. Simple solution. Now let's go cut the key. Now let's cut the key. Let's first decode it and then cut the new one. So let's go under vehicle, toy, 4Runner, and it's a slim key, 1 side cut. Cool. Decode, and we're going to follow that prompt. So that dark area is the area we don't cut. The lit area is the area of cut. Let's go ahead and insert. All these slim keys go to U2. Super simple, very consistent.
I remember.
After decoding, we can look and see. Looks good. Let's go ahead and cut this in the Gymkhana. And we're good to go. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.